India's Sakshi Malik wins a bronze medal in the wrestling 58 kg category after the Indian beat Sakshi of Kyrgyzstan 8-5 in the bronze medal bout. In a thrilling contest, Sakshi fought back from 0-5 down to seal the bout 8-5 in her favor. With seconds left on the clock, she produced a 3-point move to seal the bout and India's first medal at Rio 2016 Olympics. The move was reviewed, but the decision remained in Sakshi's favor. It was a sensational win for the Rotate girl who made most of her second life and came from way behind to beat the formidable opponent in the bronze medal match. The wrestler opens India's account after the athletes struggled for 12 long days in Rio. India wrestling, as it happened. 0-4 for hours fist. Decision reviewed, but it stays in Sakshi's favor. She wins the bout and gives India the first medal, bronze, at Rio 2016 Olympics. 0-2 for 3 hours fist. Sensational. Sakshi Malik back from behind again, with a 3-point move to seal the bout and medal. 0-2 for 1 hour fist. Sakshi with a late takedown and it levels the scoring at 5-5. Thrilling. 0-2-3 hours fist. Sakshi opens the scoring, and earns 4 points to make it 4-5 in the second period. 0-3 7 hours fist. Sakshi with a similar move, and similar result. She leads Sakshi 5-0 in first period. 0-3 6 hours fist. Sakshi goes for Malik's leg, grabs and earns 2 more points. She's 3-0 up now. 0-3 5 hours fist. Sakshi faces the 30-second timer now. Needs to convert else she'll concede the point. 0-3 4 hours fist. Sakshi tries the move but fails to get behind and on top of her opponent. Remains 0-0 in the first period of the bout. 0-2 3 hours fist. The wrestlers from India and Kyrgyzstan charge towards the mat for the bronze medal bout. 0-3 1 hours fist. The second bronze medal in the 58 kg category to be decided now. It's Sakshi vs Sakshi. 0-2 0 hours fist. Marwamari of Tunisia with a huge move in last few seconds, seals 58 kg bronze. Sakshi next. 0-2 0 hours fist. Sakshi Malik to take on Sakshi in bronze medal match shortly. The Indian is just one win away from India's wait for the first medal at Rio 2016. 0-1 5 hours fist. Sakshi Malik beats Mongolia's Orkhan 12-3 in repechage road to contest. She now meets Sakshi in bronze medal match. The Indian outplayed her opponent in the road to contest. 0-1 4 hours fist. Sakshi with 2, and another 2. She is now 10-3 ahead. Dominating the bout. 0-1 3 hours fist. 2 more points to Sakshi and she is now 6-3 ahead. With about a minute left. 0-1 2 hours fist. Sakshi goes for the double leg takedown, turns to crucial points early in the period. 0-0 5 9 hours fist. That's the end of the first period. Sakshi and Orkhan level at 2-2 0-0 5 8 hours fist. Sakshi loses balance. Orkhan pounces and levels the scoring to make it 2-2 0-0 5 7 hours fist. Sakshi Malik opens the scoring with a 2-point move. 0-0 5 6 hours fist. Sakshi and Orkhan are out in the middle. The win here takes them one step closer to a bronze medal. 0-0 5 4 hours fist. Meanwhile, Vinchfit's injury is serious. Torn meniscus and ACL ligament rupture. She might need surgery. 0-0 for 0 hours fist. Orkhan beats Nimesh of number sign GR. Orkhan will take on Sakshi Malik of India shortly. 20 hours fist. How repechage works. Sakshi Malik lost to Valeria Koplevia 9-2 and the Russian has now made it to the gold medal round. This gives Malik 2 matches to win India their first bronze medal. Before that, Malik has to beat the winner of the bout between Louisa Nimesh Germany and Piotr Evdorj Orkhan Mongolia. If Malik wins her bout, then she takes on Sakshi Kyrgyzstan for the bronze medal. 2200 hours fist. Sakshi Malik will now compete in the repechage road too. The win here will set up the bronze medal match playoff for the Indian wrestler. Sakshi's opponent is yet to be decided. 21:54 hours fist. Koplevia beats Tina Bukova 4-1. She is through to the gold medal round. Sakshi will now have a shot at bronze medal in the repechage. 21:45 hours fist. Our reporter in Rio informs us that Vinchfiga has been taken to the athletes' village for scans. 21:32 hours Ist. Tina Bukova takes on Kotleviat in the semis. If the Russian wins, Sakshi stays alive and will have a shot at bronze. But to win bronze, the Indian will have to win her next 3 bouts. 21:08 hours Ist. Referee raises Kotleviat's hand and she now through to the semis with a 9-2 win over Sakshi Malik. If Kotleviat manages to reach the gold medal bout, Sakshi will have a shot at bronze. 21:07 hours Ist. 2 more points and it's all but over for Malik, who trails 2-7. 21:06 hours Ist. The Russian with enormous strength hits back to pocket for points, in the lead. 21:05 hours Ist. Malik with a forward takedown, and she earns 2 points to now lead to 2-1. 21:04 hours Ist. Time is running out for Malik. She is still behind by a point. 21:03 hours Ist. Kotleviat takes the first period 1-0. Work to do for the Indian in the second. 21:02 hours Ist. Kotleviat gets a technical point after Malik fails to score a point in the 30 seconds. 2100 hours Ist. Malik and Kotleviat walked out for their quarters clash. Kotleviat is World Championship silver medalist while Malik won the silver at Glasgow CWG. 20:40 hours Ist. Sakshi Malik's next match is against Russia's Valeria Kotleviat. It is about to begin shortly. 20:35 hours Ist. India's medal hopes on day 12 now rest on the shoulders of Sakshi Malik, who will be in action shortly. 20:34 hours Ist. Vinch, after getting her injured knee wrapped, leaves the arena on a stretcher. 20:31 hours Ist. The bout goes to Sun Yan'an of China, who is through to the semis. Vinch continues to receive treatment. 20:29 hours Ist. Vinch is flat on the mat, receiving the tension and the referee calls for a stretcher. This is not good for India. 20:28 hours Ist. First point of the bout goes to Vinch. Chinese hits back with a single leg takedown, earns 2 points and hurts Vinch in the process. 20:26 hours Ist. Halfway into the first round and both wrestlers yet to open their account. 20:24 hours Ist. Vinch outplayed her opponent in the opening round but she's up against a formidable Chinese opponent. Sun Yan'an. 20:19 hours Ist. At the end of the match, it is 5-5 but Malik wins on bigger points gain. 20:19 hours Ist. Cherdivera with her own takedown now and it is 5-5 now with 19 seconds left on the clock. 20:18 hours Ist. Double takedown by Malik, and she leads 5-3 now. 20:17 hours Ist. Now Cherdivera doesn't make most of her 30-second advantage to get 1 point. 20:15 hours Ist. Malik is down 0-3 after first period. 20:14 hours Ist. Cherdivera sends Malik to the mat and that's 2 points to her. Leads 3-0. 20:13 hours Ist. Sakshi with 30 seconds to make most of advantage but doesn't. That's 1 point then for Cherdivera. 20:12 hours Ist. Sakshi Malik against Cherdivera of Moldova is now underway. 19:32 hours Ist. Up next for Sakshi Malik is Mariana Cherdivera of Moldova and for Vinchfiga is Yan'an Sun of China. 19:14 hours Ist. Vinchfiga pushes Duck onto the mat and that's 4 points for the Indian. Referral taken but not going to make a difference. 4 points stand. Vinchfiga wins by a greater superiority 10-0 in first bout. 19:13 hours Ist. Vic being more careful in this second period. Not being overly aggressive to give in any room but she needs to make something before Fidat races away with it. 19:11 hours Ist. Vinchfiga leads 6-0 at the end of first period. 19:11 hours Ist. Fidat with another 2 points with yet another takedown. Big lead. 19:08 hours Ist. Vinchfiga with lovely bit of wrestling to make most of her stronghold. 4-0 up. 19:07 hours Ist. Blow for Figa as she seems to have twisted her elbow in the first 20 seconds. 19:05 hours Ist. Vinchfiga is up next against Romania's Emily Alina Duck. 18:47 hours Ist. Malik with a final second flourish and she wins 5-4. 18:46 hours Ist. Malik had a chance to go for the grab and 2 points but it's just 1.4 now. 10 seconds remain. 18:45 hours Ist. A minute remains and both wrestlers not letting go of any gap. 18:44 hours Ist. Sakshi has 2 points back and she has 2 minutes make a difference. Plenty of time. 18:43 hours Ist. Sakshi Malik is down 0-4 quickly and down in the first period 1840 hours. Sakshi Malik is first to take the mat for India. She's up against Malin Johanna Mattsson of Sweden. This Monday, a few weeks before her Olympic debut, Vinchfiga was shooting a television promo. She blinks hard through the glare of light boxes. The filmmakers want to capture her in different angles. Look to the left. Cross your arms. The 21-year-old obliges with unpracticed intensity. She squares her broad shoulders and looks into the camera. "I am Vinchfiga and I am ready for the Rio Olympics," she says. It's a good take, but the producer seeks more options. One front on, and Vinch follows the drill, mouthing her line about 10 times before the 80 men are satisfied. Her multiple reaffirmations of her ability were recorded nonchalantly. But it wasn't always this way. Only a few months back, Vinch had been racked with self-doubt. She had had 3 chances to qualify for the Olympics in the space of 4 months and had faltered badly each time. Did I really belong at the Olympics? Was I talented? Was I actually any good, or did people make me out to be something I was not? Vinch recalls thinking. "I am Vinchfiga and I doubt whether I am ready for Rio Olympics," would have been a more apt line from that vulnerable phase. The self-doubt gremlins were something Vinch was unused to. She was always touted as the next big thing. Her oldest cousin Judith had broken ground when she became the first Indian woman wrestler to win a Commonwealth Wrestling gold and later qualify for the London Olympics. Vinch, who was recognized early in her career as one of most talented Indian women wrestlers, was seen as someone who would go even further. Just not others, but the self-confidence in her invincibility is quite astonishing. It set in quite early in her life. Winning had become a habit even before she began to wrestle. "When I was in school, we had to run a 200-m race in the school games day. I was running when suddenly somebody tripped me. But I got up and still managed to win the race. I thought I was unbeatable," recalls Vinch. The winning run would continue on the mat. She says she has never lost to an Indian wrestler. So much so that she couldn't believe it when she encountered her first loss in 2010. "The first match I lost in my life was in the final of the Asian Cadet Championships to a Japanese wrestler Irene Mami in Japan. I lost only by a couple of points, but I couldn't believe it. That was when I realized I could lose as well," she says. And while there would be more losses, they were infrequent. Vinch would win a bronze and a silver at the Asian Championships. At the 2014 Asian Games, she finished with a bronze, giving eventual winner and 3-time world champion Terito Osaka her closest bout 6-4 of the tournament. She had already matched Judith's gold medal run at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. She was scarcely 20 then. Wrestling wasn't her first love. She didn't even like it initially. "Who wants to do it when you have your Talmahabiers for beating you with a stick and then yelling, 'How will you win the medal at the Olympics if you train like this?' I didn't like wrestling as a kid. When I was little I preferred being in school with my friends and laughing and having a good time," she says. Even after she started to wrestle, it wasn't an all-consuming affair. Wrestling was something she was just very good at. It was also just one of the things she felt she could do very well. Life changed after Cadet Nationals. I still thought I could study and wrestle. In fact, for the first year of my cadet camp, I carried my books with me as well. I felt I would be the first person who came first in class as well as wrestling." Her personality continued to develop, so did the reputation as free-thinking individual who spoke her mind. "I like being independent. I like being free." The trait was noticed by others. Vinch is someone who speaks her mind. If she feels something isn't right, she will take a stand, says Rucha Kalashkar. The JSW physio recounted an instance from earlier this year, when the hostelers at the Women's Olympic Wrestling camp at the SAI Lucknow campus had problems with the foods being served. Despite being amongst the youngest of the campers, Vinch was among the first wrestlers to protest. And eventually the contractor was changed, says Kalashkar. "Not everyone has responded positively to her personality. My friends sometimes say I have a habit of talking too bluntly. Sometimes my independence gets me into trouble as well." She has also encountered conservatism from certain quarters. "When you go for tournaments, You travel with other wrestlers and normally everyone eats in fixed groups. They only sit with each other, but I always move and try to eat with someone else every day. And people might say, oh, look at her, she is talking to a male wrestler, even if I was just talking about the sport. But that's not something that should matter, says Vinch. She is admirably clear-headed in those situations. I don't have time for maybes in my life. If you want to go ahead, go, or else get out of my way. Her distinct attitude manifested on the mat as well, sometimes leading to misconceptions. Vinch is someone who is always joking in practice. She always has a smile on her face. Not all coaches understand. They will say, why are you laughing? Why are you smiling? But it's not like she is fooling around. When she is in competition, it will be like she turns the switch in her head and becomes very focused. But that's the way she is, Kalashkar says. So it's no surprise that Vinch has an active life outside the mat. Because wrestling is such an old game, the thinking associated with it is sometimes old as well. So people think that the reason those guys won is because they did old-fashioned things. They believe that unless you do nothing but wrestle all day, you can't be any good at it. But I can't be one of those people for whom wrestling is the only thing they do in life. Some of the older wrestlers have that attitude. But that would be so boring, she says. While despite her best attempts, studies were too hard to manage along with a hectic career, Vinch has other interests. She prides herself on being an excellent cook. When I was very little, I would make these tiny rotis that my father would insist on eating. Even now when I get time, I'll cook for me and my friends, she says. Fame can sit uneasily on most. Not many can handle it adeptly. Vinch, however, is different. She had always dreamed about being known widely, and not reduced to the small world of her village. I always had the dream that I would be known. That I would not end up in a small village like Balawi. Wrestling is good, but I always wanted people to know who I was, she says. So, she takes great delight in using the social media and is a natural at it. She is particularly active on image-sharing network Instagram, posting pictures of training, motivational quotes and even the odd new hairstyle. Instagram is a nice way to keep in touch with your fans. Kalashkar believes Vinch's thinking is due to her being part of a different generation. Vinch is a lot more easygoing than older cousins Jita or Badita. She will take on whatever comes to her, while the others are cautious. Simply because she hasn't spent as much time with the seniors, she says. Vinch has a different perspective. I am my father's daughter. My mom would always say my father was like that. He was always interested in learning something different. And once he decided to do something, he would never back down from it, she says. That never give up attitude pays off directly on the mat. Confidence is what sets me apart from other wrestlers, says Vinch. Your confidence comes through in your body language. She then makes a startling observation. If you watch a wrestling bout nearly all the time, you can predict who is going to win the bout just by how they stand next to each other on the mat. Like any combat sport, wrestlers try to pack in as much muscle as possible while still making weight. The process of weight cutting begins about a month before the day of the competition. Most wrestlers in the 48 kilograms category, the lightest in competition, will drop about 4 or 5 kilos of water and body mass in the weeks leading up to a competition. Vinch, who switches between competing in the 48 and 53 kilograms division, would cut nearly double that, up to 8 kilograms, in order to make the former category. The drastic weight loss, almost 15% of body weight in Vinch's case, can be devastating physiologically and psychologically. I'll get angry really quickly and it's a lot worse when I am cutting weight. So people know not to get in my way at that point of time, laughs Vinch. The trade-off, though, is that come competition day, post the weigh-in, the rehydrated Vinch has a significant strength advantage over her rivals. Yet all these advantages seemed to count for nothing when Vinch tried to qualify for the Olympics. She first failed to qualify in the top 6 at the World Championships, losing in the first round to North Korean world bronze medalist Kim Hyun-gin. A couple of months later she missed her second opportunity at the Asian qualifiers, where needing to reach the finals to qualify, She lost in the semifinals by a solitary point to eventual champion Zhaldas Ishimova. The hardest blow though would come at the World Olympic qualification tournament in Mongolia. Vimes wouldn't even get on the mat after she showed up for the weigh-in 400 grams above the weight limit. That embarrassment crushed her confidence. The weight mishap had led to a storm of rebuke. The critics came out of the woodwork. Rumors swirled that she was willfully not participating due to doping concerns at the Belarus center where the team was training. Some said Vimes never even tried to make weight. The Wrestling Federation would issue her a show-cause notice asking her to explain the reason for her failure, even as she begged for another chance to prove herself. Kalashkar believes Vimes's failure to make weight wasn't due to her fault, putting it down to conditions in Bulgaria. When she went from India to Bulgaria, we felt she was a little heavier than she had to be, but it wasn't something that couldn't be controlled. But what we realized later on was that the water in Bulgaria had a very high mineral content. This made the body retain fluid a lot harder, Kalashkar says. Vimes too contests the charge that she hadn't made an attempt to cut weight. After training, I was spending hours in the sauna till my body felt it was burning up on inside, but I just wasn't able to drop the weight, she recalls. Breaking down with dehydration, Vimes says she told her coaches there was no way she could make weight. She feels this may have something to do with the allegations of insubordination. But more than the censure, it was the loss of self-belief that was most troubling for Vimes. I was seen as someone who was expected to win the medal at the Olympics. First I wasn't even looking like I could qualify. And now I couldn't even cut weight properly. For the first time in my career I really started doubting myself. She recalls thinking. It was a painful oscillation between self-pity and harsh self-criticism. Vimes knew it was ultimately self-defeating. When you start doubting, you lose a lot faster. You aren't thinking of your opponent anymore. When your mind wanders, you have to drag it into the right place, even if it doesn't want to go there, she says. At her final chance at the second World Qualification Tournament in Istanbul, Kalashkar recalls how Vimes had made the mental switch away from despondency. She was just really angry at herself. She knew she had the ability, but she was not doing what she could to make it count, she says. Indeed, Vimes would dominate the competition, dropping just 3 points and beating former world silver medalist Iwona Makoska to take the gold. Beyond just qualification, what Istanbul did is give Vimes her confidence back. The road ahead is long and hard. Ranked 13 in the world, the medal at the Olympics isn't a guarantee either. But having found her self-belief back, it's no surprise that Vimes can't look into a TV camera and confidently say I am ready for the Olympics.